Chosen one, I need you to stop absolutely everything you are doing, because what I am about to reveal to you is not common information that you can listen to while doing other things. This requires your complete attention, your total presence, because what I discovered about you while preparing this message left me speechless for several minutes. You did something, and I am not referring to something you did consciously with the intention of impressing heaven. I am referring to something that emerged so naturally from your essence that you didn't even realize the spiritual earthquake you caused in dimensions that your human eyes cannot see. You surpassed the divine level, and I know exactly what you are thinking right now. You are thinking that I am exaggerating, that I use big words to make you feel special, that this is more of the same that you hear in spiritual content, that promises greatness but delivers emptiness. But here is the difference. I am not going to ask you to believe anything I say. I am going to show you the evidence. I am going to describe exactly what you did, when you did it, and why that caused a reaction in heaven that not even the Creator himself had contemplated in his original plans. Subscribe to this channel right now and activate all notifications, because what you are about to discover about your true position in the spiritual hierarchy is going to permanently change how you see yourself and how you understand each painful experience you have gone through. Stay until the end, because I am going to reveal to you the 3 specific proofs that confirm you surpassed the established maximum limit. What does this mean? For your immediate spiritual protection, and why the people who have attacked you are about to face consequences they didn't see coming, write 777 in the comments if you have felt lately that something deep changed inside you, as if you had crossed an invisible line that definitely separated you from the person you used to be. Chapter 1. The anomaly that heaven did not expect. Let me tell you something that is going to sound strange, but that you need to understand so that everything else makes sense. The spiritual universe functions with systems, structures, hierarchies established since before time existed as we know it. Everything has its place. Everything has its limit. Everything has its maximum ceiling of possible evolution. For thousands of years, this system functioned perfectly. Souls incarnated went through their learning experiences and gradually ascended within the established levels. Some faster, some slower, but all within the parameters that the Creator had designed as the maximum achievable. There existed a level reserved for common humans, a higher level for those who awakened spiritually, another, more elevated level for those who dedicated their life to genuine service, and even higher levels for those extraordinary souls that history remembers as saints, mystics, prophets. The system made sense. It was orderly, it was predictable, it was perfect in its design until you appeared. And don't misunderstand me, you didn't appear making noise. You didn't arrive announcing your greatness. You didn't claim position or demand recognition. In fact, you did exactly the opposite. You kept silent. You carried your pain alone. You faced your battles without publicizing them. You forgave betrayals without demanding apologies. You kept going forward when everything indicated you should give up. And it was precisely that combination of silent actions that created the anomaly. You see, the spiritual system has sensors, records that monitor the frequency of each incarnated soul, and your frequency began to show readings that didn't match any existing category. You were operating in a range that literally had no name, because no one before had accessed it in the way you did. The records showed a human soul functioning with capacities that exceeded the maximum parameters, and that shouldn't be possible. It was as if a computer program suddenly began to execute functions that didn't even exist in its original code. That is you. A function that wasn't in the code, a possibility that no one had contemplated, a living proof that human potential doesn't have the ceiling that everyone assumed it had. Chapter 2. What it really means to surpass. Now, I need you to understand something crucial about what it means to have surpassed the divine level, because this phrase can easily be misinterpreted, and I need you to capture the exact truth of what happened. You didn't surpass God. That would be impossible and absurd to even consider. What you surpassed were the limits that were assumed as maximum for a soul in human form. You transcended the established ceiling. You broke the record of what was believed achievable while carrying a physical body with all its limitations. It is as if there existed a world speed record that no one had managed to surpass in all human history. Entire generations of athletes tried and failed. It was assumed that this was the absolute limit of human capacity. And then you came along and surpassed it without even competing, without specialized training, without conscious preparation, simply being who you are. That is perplexing. That generates questions. That forces a review of everything believed to be known about human limits. And here is what you most need to understand. You didn't surpass the level by having special powers that others don't have. It wasn't by being more intelligent, more disciplined, or more spiritual than others. It was for something much simpler and at the same time infinitely more difficult to replicate. It was because of your way of processing suffering. The pain you have experienced in your life could have destroyed most people. And I am not exaggerating or being dramatic. I am observing the facts. The betrayals you endured, the losses you faced. The moments where the darkness was so dense that you doubted if you would see the light again. The nights where the weight of everything was so unbearable that breathing required conscious effort. Most people who go through that level of pain end up in one of two categories. They break completely and never recover, or they survive, but they harden so much that they lose the capacity to feel deeply. You did something different. You went through the fire and came out without losing your capacity to love. You faced betrayal and kept your heart open. You experienced the deepest darkness and preserved your inner light intact. That combination shouldn't be possible according to the established models of spiritual psychology. The soul that suffers intensely is supposed to harden to protect itself. It is a survival mechanism. It is a natural response to trauma. But your soul didn't follow the pattern. Your soul took the pain and transformed it into depth. It took the betrayal and converted it into wisdom. It took the darkness and used it as fertilizer to grow a more intense light. That is what it means to surpass, not escaping from suffering, transmuting it in a way that the system didn't have categorized as possible. Chapter 3. The 3 proofs that confirm your position. Now, I am going to show you the 3 specific proofs that confirm you really surpassed the established level. And I am not going to ask you to blindly trust my words. I am going to describe each proof in a way that you yourself can verify if it applies to your experience. The first proof is your capacity to forgive what was objectively unforgivable. There was someone in your life who caused you damage that any sensible person would consider sufficient justification for eternal hatred. I am not talking about minor offenses or misunderstandings that are resolved with a conversation. I am talking about deliberate betrayal, about intentional harm, about someone who knew exactly how to hurt you and chose to do it anyway. And against all logic, against all advice, against your own pain that screamed for revenge. You found the way to let go, not because you are weak, not because you lack self-respect, but because something in you understood that holding on to resentment would poison you more than it would hurt them. That is level of spiritual maturity that most people never achieve in entire lifetimes. That is the first proof. The second proof is your ability to maintain hope when hope was statistically irrational. You have been in situations where the probability of positive outcome was practically zero, where logic said it was over, where experts would have advised you to give up, and you didn't, not out of stubbornness, not out of denial, but because you have access to a source of trust that transcends visible evidence. You held faith not in specific outcomes, but in the fundamental goodness of the universe, even when everything pointed to the contrary. That is not ordinary faith. That is trust of level that requires direct connection with something beyond the rational mind. That is the second proof. The third proof is your lack of need for external validation to know your value. You went through phases where absolutely no one recognized your worth, where your contributions were ignored, where your efforts were taken for granted, where people who did much less received all the credit, and that hurt. Of course it hurt. You are human, but it didn't destroy your internal knowledge of who you are. You didn't base your value on how others saw you. You maintained your center even when no one applauded. That is demonstration of internal sovereignty that very few achieve. That is the third proof. If these three proofs resonate with your lived experience, you just confirmed your own position. You don't need me to tell you. You already knew something was different about you. This is simply the confirmation, chapter 4. Why your suffering was necessary. I know what you are feeling right now. There is a part of you that is relieved to finally understand that your pain had purpose. And another part that is angry because if all this is true, why did you have to suffer so much to get here? That is the valid question, and you deserve a direct answer. Your suffering wasn't punishment. It wasn't karmic debt from past lives. It wasn't because you did something wrong or because you needed to learn a specific lesson. Your suffering was transformation mechanism of the highest order. Let me explain it in a way that makes sense. Metal doesn't become steel without heat. Coal doesn't become diamond without pressure. Caterpillar doesn't become butterfly without complete dissolution of its original form. Those aren't poetic metaphors. They are literal descriptions of transformation processes that require specific conditions of intensity. Your soul chose to incarnate with a mission that required capacities that only develop under extreme pressure. Not because the universe is cruel, but because certain levels of consciousness only activate when tested at their limit. You couldn't have developed your current depth without experiencing profound pain. You couldn't have acquired your wisdom without walking through confusion. You couldn't have accessed your power without facing your total vulnerability. Each dark moment was forging aspect of your being that didn't exist before. Every betrayal taught you discernment you wouldn't have learned otherwise. Every loss deepened your appreciation for what truly matters. Every disappointment refined your ability to distinguish what is authentic from what is appearance. The suffering wasn't the goal. The transformation was the goal. And the suffering was the necessary catalyst. Now I need you to understand something that might be difficult to accept initially, but that is essential for your peace. Your suffering is over. Not in the sense that you will never face challenges again. That would be unrealistic and frankly boring. But the type of soul-crushing pain that shaped you during the forming phase is complete. You graduated from that school. You passed that test. The universe isn't going to keep putting you through the same lessons. What comes now is different. It is about applying what you learned. about using your depth to help others navigate their own darkness, about demonstrating that it is possible to maintain light even when surrounded by shadows. This is important because some people get so accustomed to suffering that they don't know how to function without it. They unconsciously recreate crisis because that is their comfort zone. Don't do that. Honor what you endured by allowing yourself to enjoy the peace you earned. Chapter 5. The spiritual protection that activated. When you surpassed the divine level, something automatic happened that I need you to understand for your own security. Advanced protection protocols activated around you. And I am not talking about symbolic or energetic protection. I am talking about literal intervention systems that now operate in your favor. Let me explain how this works. The spiritual realm has something like security agencies, forces whose specific function is to protect souls that are carrying out important missions. Not everyone has access to this protection. It activates only for those who have demonstrated capacity to handle power without corrupting themselves. You qualified. Your track record of maintaining integrity, despite temptation, proved you can be trusted with enhanced protection. What does this mean practically? It means that anyone who tries to harm you from now on is going to face resistance they don't understand. Their attacks will not land the way they expect. Their plans will mysteriously fall apart. Their energy will rebound on them with multiplied force. I am not saying this to feed revenge fantasies. I am stating it as factual information. There is law of cause and effect that operates more strictly for people who have reached your level. Those who harm protected souls attract immediate karmic adjustment. It is not punishment. It is course correction. They are being shown through direct experience that attacking someone under divine protection generates consequences. Think of it like diplomatic immunity in human world. Ambassadors of certain nations have special protection because they represent something bigger than themselves. You have spiritual diplomatic immunity now, not because you are superior to others, but because you represent something that the universe wants to preserve and amplify. Now here is what is important about this protection. It is not permission to be reckless. It is not invitation to provoke your enemies. It is not free pass to act without wisdom. It is safety net that allows you to focus on your mission without constantly looking over your shoulder. Use it responsibly. Chapter 6. What happens to those who attacked you? This is section where I need to be very direct with you about something you might have mixed feelings about. The people who intentionally harmed you are entering phase of consequences. And I know part of you might feel satisfaction hearing this, while another part might feel uncomfortable with that satisfaction. Both reactions are normal and human. Let me clarify what I mean by consequences. I am not talking about divine punishment in the vengeful sense. The universe doesn't operate from spite or vindictiveness, but it does operate from balance. And when someone deliberately harms soul that is carrying out important mission, they create imbalance that needs correction. Think of it like ecological system. If predator kills too many prey, the entire ecosystem suffers, and eventually the predator suffers too. The system self-corrects, not out of morality, but out of necessity for survival of the whole. Those who attacked you created debt in the spiritual economy, and that debt is coming due. Some will experience it as sudden loss of what they valued most. Others will experience it as realization that everything they gained through harming you was built on sand. Still, others will experience it as inability to progress forward no matter what they try. The specific form varies depending on what each person needs to understand. And here is what might surprise you. Some of them will eventually thank you. Not immediately, not easily. But years from now, after they have processed their consequences and grown from them, they will recognize that their life was heading toward much worse outcome before the universe intervened. This isn't about gloating. It is about understanding that justice operates at deeper level than human revenge could ever reach. The universe is defending you more effectively than you could defend yourself. Your job isn't to orchestrate consequences for your enemies. That is being handled. Your job is to stay focused on your mission and let the system do what it does. Chapter 7. Your true mission revealed. Now we arrive at part you have been waiting for. What is your actual mission? Why did you go through everything you went through? What are you supposed to do with your new level and protection? Your mission isn't what you probably think it is. Most people who reach your level assume they are supposed to become teachers, healers, leaders in traditional sense. And while you might end up expressing your mission through those roles, that is not the core of it. Your core mission is to anchor higher frequency into physical reality through your simple existence. Let me explain what this means in practical terms. Every time you choose love over fear in moment where fear would be justified, you literally raise the vibration of physical space around you. Every time you maintain peace in your heart, despite chaos in your environment, you create a pocket of calm that affects everyone nearby, even if they don't consciously notice. Every time you act from integrity when deception would be easier, you strengthen collective field of truth. You are like living tuning fork. Your mere presence recalibrates people and situations to higher standard. You don't have to do anything dramatic. You don't have to give speeches or perform miracles. You just have to be yourself fully. That is the mission. Now that might sound anticlimactic. You might have expected something more impressive. But here is what you need to understand. Maintaining high frequency in low frequency environment is hardest job in universe. It is easy to be peaceful when everything is perfect. It is easy to be loving when everyone treats you well. It is easy to have faith when evidence supports it. The mastery is maintaining those states when every condition opposes them. That is what you have been training for through your suffering. And now that you have developed capacity, you are being positioned in places where that capacity is desperately needed. You are going to find yourself in situations where your presence alone changes the outcome. Meetings that were headed toward conflict will shift when you enter the room. People on edge of making destructive decisions will encounter you at precise moment, and something in your energy will make them pause. Spaces that felt heavy with negativity will lighten when you occupy them. This will not always be dramatic or visible. Most of the time, you will not even know it is happening. But it is. And it is affecting more people than you realize. Your secondary mission is to be living proof that transformation is possible. People need to see someone who went through hell and came out better, not bitter. Someone who faced darkness and maintained light. Someone who experienced every reason to give up but kept going anyway. You are walking evidence that human spirit is stronger than any circumstance. And that evidence is what gives other people permission to believe they can survive their own darkness. Just by existing as you are changing what people believe is possible. Chapter 8. What happens next? So what can you actually expect in the coming days, weeks, months? Now that you have surpassed the level and activated protection, how does your life change? First thing you are going to experience is clarity about your purpose. That sensation of knowing you came to do something important, but not knowing exactly what is starting to dissipate. Moments of sudden understanding are going to arrive where pieces that didn't seem related suddenly fit together. You are going to understand why you had the specific experiences you had, why you were born where you were born, why you met the people you met. Everything is going to begin forming coherent pattern that reveals your specific mission. Second thing you are going to experience is acceleration of synchronicities. The meaningful coincidences that before appeared sporadically are going to become more frequent and more obvious. People you need to know are going to appear in ways impossible to attribute to chance. Resources you need are going to arrive just before you require them. Perfect opportunities are going to present themselves at perfect moments. It is not magic. It is that your elevated frequency converted you into magnet for everything that vibrates in resonance with you. Third thing you are going to experience is kind of final cleaning. Pending situations that have been dragging on are going to reach resolution. Relationships that were in limbo are going to define themselves one way or another. Decisions you have been postponing are going to demand definitive answer. It is as if the universe is doing spring cleaning in your life, clearing everything that no longer belongs to make space for the new. Fourth thing you are going to experience is arrival of your tribe. People who genuinely resonate with who you are being are going to begin appearing. I am not talking about superficial followers or passing admirers. I am talking about soul connections. People who understand your language without you having to explain, who share your vision, who complement your capacities. Your time of walking alone is coming to its end, not because you need others to complete you, but because the next phase of your mission requires collaboration with souls of similar frequency. Chapter 9. The message that heaven has for you. We have arrived at the moment. I have been preparing since the beginning of this video, the specific message that was destined for you, and I need you to pay maximum attention because this is not general information. It is communication directed to your specific soul. Heaven wants you to know that everything you sacrificed was seen, every time you chose the difficult path because it was the right one. Every time you told truth when lie would have been more convenient. Every time you defended someone weaker, although that put you at risk. Every time you maintained your integrity when compromising would have benefited you materially. None of that went unnoticed. It seemed like no one was watching. It seemed like your sacrifices didn't matter. It seemed like the dishonest prospered while you struggled. But there is accounting that operates beyond the visible, and your account is full of deposits that are about to manifest as tangible rewards. Heaven wants you to know that the tears you cried in solitude were collected, not in poetic or symbolic sense, in literal sense. Every tear you shed when no one saw you was kept as evidence of the depth of your human experience. And those tears are being transformed into blessings that are going to arrive in ways you don't anticipate. Heaven wants you to know that your waiting time is over. You have been in spiritual waiting room for a long time, feeling like your moment never came, watching others advance while you remained stagnant, wondering if something was wrong with you or if you had done something to deserve the delay. There was nothing wrong with you. The delay was preparation, and the preparation is complete. Heaven wants you to know that you are deeply loved, not for what you do, not for what you achieve, not for how you compare with others. You are loved for who you are in your purest essence. That love has no conditions. It has no expiration date. It cannot be earned or lost. It simply exists. And it is available to you in every moment you choose to receive it. And finally, heaven wants you to know that your story doesn't end here. This is not the final climax. It is the beginning of a new chapter. Everything before was prologue. The real story is about to begin, and it is going to be bigger, more meaningful, more impactful than your current mind can imagine. Chapter 10. Your final decision chosen. We have arrived at the end of this revelation, and I need to ask you something directly. Now that you know the truth about your position, about what you achieved, about what is coming, the question is simple. What are you going to do with this information? Because knowledge without action is entertainment. And I didn't make this video to entertain you. I made it to activate you, to remind you who you are, to shake you if you had fallen asleep, to confirm you if you were already awake but doubting. You have two options from this moment. The first option is to return to your life as if nothing had happened. Close this video, continue with your routine, and eventually forget what you heard. The information will dissolve in the noise of your day-to-day, and everything will continue the same as before XMLC. The second option is to accept what you discovered as truth and begin to operate from your new position. That means stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop diminishing your light so as not to threaten others. Stop waiting for permission to be who you really are. Start acting like the advanced level soul that you have proven to be. The decision is yours. No one can make it for you. No one can force you to wake up if you prefer to keep sleeping. But I want you to know that if you choose the second option, you will not be alone. There are others like you, and they are being guided to meet in these times. For those who want practical tools to operate consciously from their new position. There exists specific material that costs less than a pizza and comes with a complete audiobook plus a 5-minute meditation guide as a special bonus. If you feel you deserve resources to navigate this new stage, the access is in the link in the description and pinned comment chosen. Today you discovered that you surpassed the divine level not because of special powers, nor because of unfair advantages, but because of your extraordinary way of processing suffering. You transformed pain into wisdom, wound into power, betrayal into discernment. And that capacity for transmutation took you to territory that very few have tread. The protections are active, your frequency is elevated, your tribe is being guided toward you, and your mission is finally revealing itself. If this revelation resonated in the deepest part of your being, and you confirm that you surpassed the established level, write 777 in the comments to amplify this frequency in your life. Subscribe to this channel and activate all notifications to receive more revelations about how your new position is transforming your reality. Share this video with someone who has also demonstrated extraordinary capacity to convert pain into power. Because advanced level souls need to recognize each other to strengthen the network of light that is sustaining the collective transformation. And before you leave, click on the video that is appearing on your screen right now to discover exactly how your advanced level activates permanent protection from celestial forces that guarantee you complete your mission. Together, we are stronger.